idea is based on that channel Sprout, where he interviews people who have become successful. So my idea is to interview myself now as I'm beginning. I'm just in beginning this channel, just a coffee pick a minute, and this is my. I'm just starting. I can say I'm just starting. I started this channel before, and I already had like 8 subscribers, and now I'm already up to 2 more, 10 in the past month, right? And when I looked this morning, I had 80 views. All right, so, and that's good because what I'm understanding and what I know about YouTube is it's something that builds, and you need to build a foundation. So it's like building any project you want to build a foundation is building a library. The first couple of months are just like being a volunteer, is just being is developing structure, right, for the project, what you're doing, and uh, and takes a while. You need to allow, a little bit of time. So so I imagine supposedly the first 2 months you're like a volunteer. Maybe the next 2 months you're like an intern, and after that, you start getting a little more experience, and YouTube knows what to do with you. So it's just really taking the time and training YouTube, and then helping them find your audience, right? And so yesterday I was looking at the algorithms just real quick, and there was something that was up 2,836% or something like that. And I was like, okay, that's growth, something that grew in the past month. So that's good. And that's just because I'm starting to post with consistency. And I finally have made a decision to go ahead with this project after putting it off since 2015. So here's my questions to myself, okay? So the first question is, how old are, okay, I'm going to run it on the screen. No, I'm going to just ask the question. So I'm just going to ask the question. How old are you today? Right now, at this moment, I am 68 years old. In a couple of months, I'll be 69. Where are you living right now? I'm living in Costa Rica, about an hour outside of the valley. Outside of the capital, San Jose. How long have you been living here? I've been living in Costa Rica since August of 2004. What does an ordinary day look like for you at this moment in your life? Good question. I don't know. I don't have any ordinary days. That's what I'm trying to work on right now, is having ordinary days. But I do have volunteer activities that I do and things that I do in my personal life. But as I'm approaching 70, I'm really starting to think about the fact that I've been here for 21 years. And I asked myself the question one day, what would the next 21 years look like? Where will you be? And I'm like, you'll be 90. And so I was like, hey, you know what? You need to get on top of things. so, so what are you starting right now? And this is going into the channel. Right now, just a coffee picking minute. The idea is, for one thing, I live on a coffee farm. And so that's the whole idea. And then I thought, of the saying, just a cut and pick a minute, when you kind of stop people just a minute and say, hey, wait a minute. You're not like chastising them, but hey, just a cotton pick a minute, you know. And I think that was the thought behind this channel is I want to kind of slow it down. And I've always wanted to do this. For many years, I've wanted to do something like this, but help people just share some of the things that we learned that I wish I knew. That's why I've always wanted to do it, and I've always just kind of said, no, I'm not going to. And so now I realize, no, I need to do it because I'm always filming all the time. I have an archive of video I've been filming for the last 10 years at least, or longer. Yeah, yeah. I have video going back to 2007 that I've been filming with this in mind, being able to put something together even before I even knew what YouTube was, right? So yeah, so a lot of it I didn't start. I didn't start earlier. I didn't start earlier because a lot, just like with everybody else, you doubt yourself. You don't want people to think bad of you. You don't want to expose yourself. You don't, I'm busy, whatever. I can't focus on it. And I even took computer network and information technology classes where we covered this and talking about YouTube. And I wasn't living in the States, so I really didn't have much exposure to YouTube. So I didn't really capture the concept, what they were talking about. So why not later? Because I think, especially now with AI, it really makes it so much easier. I use Chat GPT, and people are afraid of it. Uh, you have to watch it and you have to correct it. It's just a database. It's a machine, and so it doesn't try to take over your life, and you don't trust it to anything it says because it's just using known information. But because it also has worked with me now for several months, it knows what my thinking is. So now it just makes it easier for all of this production stuff that just helped me up at the keyboard because I just couldn't focus on it. It's a lot of work. So it definitely makes it a lot simpler for processing, even generating these questions that I'm asking. I had the idea early this morning, and Chat GPT generated the list. I looked at it and said, this one, but not that one. And we went like that, right? What feels exciting about this beginning? I'm just excited because my head is clear, and the ideas, the things that I remember that I wanted to talk about. I wake up at 3:30, 4 in the morning, and like this was generated at 4 or 5 this morning. I've already filmed another video that I generated at the same time, just back to back. Generated the script, the ideas, the thumbnail, and everything like that. And it's just exciting because I'm able to take advantage of a tool that we've been waiting 50 years for. you know, I worked in public information before, and to generate what I can generate now in a matter of seconds before I pull down my covers to get out of bed, it would have taken me at least a week, and then probably longer because I would have had to put things for review. And so that's why I'm excited, because I can take advantage of technology, and I'm looking forward to seeing where technology goes. And I hope to take even a couple of AI classes for beginners because it's exciting to me. But the next question is, what feels uncertain? What feels uncertain? I don't know where I'm going with this. I have a plan. We've developed a plan, an idea, direction, the purpose, why I'm doing it or whatever, but the uncertainty that you feel, and Chat GPT keeps assuring me this is the process. And so then I see other um, creators who have, help you with things. And I've taken some classes. They tell you don't listen to all the stuff out there. I mean, I've taken some classes like put your first film up and you'll be right away and and monetized. And I'm like, well, okay, so what happened? So I have 8 subscribers, and all 8 of them were in the same class with me. And so, you know, so there's an uncertainty of that, how it will pick up and if it will catch the interest of other people. So the next question is, what is just a coffee minute, picking minute to you today? For me today, it's an opportunity to write, an opportunity to express, it's an opportunity to just, it's very interesting how my brain, I feel the synaptic junctions connecting. It's like everything I've ever learned or everything I've ever done, everything I've ever studied, every experience I ever have, just, it's like, it's amazing. It's amazing how it comes together. And it takes part, it just plays a part in developing content or message. Because I don't want to say it's content, I really want to say it's message. I have a message that I want to share. So this is a good question. What do you hope it never becomes? I hope it never becomes irrelevant. I hope it doesn't serve a purpose. I hope it doesn't become a source of encouragement for somebody. Somebody who wants to move. The whole idea is someone who wants to move abroad, whether they want to come to Costa Rica or they want to move somewhere else. I could only speak about Costa Rica and the things that they might anticipate here. But I hope it doesn't become that. If it ever becomes that where it doesn't serve a purpose, well, then that would be my good indication that it's time to stop, right? Now, here's a good question, too. What would it surprise you if it did become? I think it would surprise me. I think I would be so surprised if I could move up from my 10 subscribers to the 1,000. That's like a minimum where you're at least kind of like legitimate, right? So if I can be right here, where I could be 1,000 subscribers, that would be amazing. And then get the minimum as far as the watch hours. I would be surprised. I'll be excited. Because I am excited because every day, even though Chat GPT told me, don't be looking at the analytics every 2 minutes or whatever, I check it every day and I'm just doing screenshots so I can see, the growth. And, when it went from 60 views to 80 views and then 95, and then yesterday was 95, and then today it's this morning I think it was 100 views. I was like, oh my goodness, I'm 100 views. And so, and then YouTube sends a message and say, don't worry, people are you're getting more impressions, and so people are looking at your video, so don't worry. So it does give you a lot of information where you can see what you're doing, and it's just encouraging you, and I like that. It's like a manager on the stage encouraging you to just keep going. So I like that. So I would be surprised and happy and elated if I can get up to 1,000 subscribers, because I'll be like, where do these people come from? So we'll see what happens in a year, right? So now here's another question. This is a So what are you quietly afraid of? That I won't get to 1,000 subscribers, nobody will like me. Oh, or that I don't have anything to say, or that this doesn't resonate with anyone. I'm afraid of that. I don't think that's the case. Only because I know, just watching and all these years of listening to people really wanting guidance and help and hand holding on so many different things. And, whether it's the subject of moving abroad, how to handle moving abroad, how to, handling shipping, mail. There's just so many logistical things. Or even with the shipping problem, that's what caused a spin-off, already spin-off on my own channel of after GLP-1, now what? That's all about the shipping and logistics and dealing with Costa Rica laws. That's completely off on its own. And then I have some other things too that I'm looking at that I've been working on the channel too. So, well, I'm afraid of that, but I think I can have some measure of just, I feel like this will be something that will resonate with people. Now, and this next question, it goes hand in hand with that last one. What are you no longer willing to rush? I'm not going to rush doing this. I thought, okay, I'm going to film, I'm going to be on this schedule, I'm going to do this and I'm going to do that. And then all of a sudden another question came up in my mind, and then something else. Well, how about that? How do you do that? Oh, I need to do this thing, I need to do that thing. And so I see very clearly that I need to have a foundation. So I don't want to just go out there and put something out there and be embarrassed. It's going to be embarrassing enough. So I'm not going to rush it. And I don't want to rush my life either, right? And so then why now? It says, what feels settled now that didn't used to feel settled? And it's being willing to say and realizing, not just being willing, but realizing that, all right, I will soon be 70. And so how am I using my time? And the thing that really is motivating me is I need to have my thought process, all of my life, everything really process things and have a process set up. One question that I've had for a long time is, what would I do? People ask me, what will you do? Will you move back? Will you stay here? How will you do that? And so this is part of that whole thing of making a decision of what I'll do after being here 21 years. And what will I do now for as I age? And being realistic that we all age, hopefully, every day. The alternative is not so great. So as I'm aging, I want to take the concern out for my family or children, like, what will I do with mom, when mom is like, she's made her own thoughts as far as what she will do for long-term care. What if I need to have someone taking care of me? I can't say, well, friends will come take me. People are busy, right? So how will I do that? So that's what I'm doing. I really have stopped. I'm analyzing my own personal finances. Yeah, it's kind of fun to travel and go places, do this and do that. And I've done a lot of that, But I'm like, pull back the brakes. And kind of organize a little bit, and then, you can have fun later, right? So that's what's feeling settled now, is that, oh, okay, I have some direction of things that I need to do now. So now, as I'm looking forward, if you're watching this video 1 year from now, what do you hope has changed? So that's my next question. What do I hope has changed? I do hope I will have just really have fine-tuned my future planning. And one key thing is just doing a total money makeover, understanding that and have that really in order, and have just things in order for sustaining uh, filming. I would like that to be something that's nice and fine tuned. And then, what do you hope has stayed the same? I hope I don't get any more wrinkles than I got. It is a surprise when you're like, you lived your whole life with no wrinkles, and then all of a sudden they pop up in there. But whatever, wrinkles are good. So I would, but what do you hope has stayed the same? I hope my health has stayed the same or gotten better. I hope that I still have the same ability to move and take care of myself. And in a year from now, when I'm 70, that, I could say that I feel younger then than I do today. And the last question is, if future you is discouraged, what would you want her to remember? That's a good thought. If I'm discouraged in the future, what do I want to remember? Discouragement is a wave. It's like emotions. Some emotions just come for 90 seconds and they're gone. It's a chemical reaction. And discouragement can just be a bigger wave. And so I want to remind you, Sandra, that discouragement is just a moment in time. It's a wave. And as Costa Rican oceans are famous for, they're famous for rip currents. So sometimes waves are like, and other times it just comes. And we're fighting for our life. We are fighting. And we're fighting, and then we try to get somebody else, and we can't even call anybody else over, because it's known that generally when there's a drowning situation, the person who tries to rescue you oftentimes is the one that drowns. So we don't want to drown others around us. So I want to, and that's really what is behind everything. I don't want to drown other people or put others in a situation where they don't know what to do with me or be discouraged, or I don't even know what to do with me. So when I'm discouraged, realize, just like with a rip current, don't fight it. Feel the emotion. Accept the emotion is very real because it's our emotion. And sometimes we just have to relax, like in a rip current. If you can just float, don't try to swim, just float. In high school, they had us learn how to float, just no movement, no bobbing. Or if you want to try to do something, pivot and go to the side. to swim out of it. Sometimes we just don't have the energy. So that's what I want to remind myself is when I do get discouraged, because we all are prone to discouragement, and I know I am, is just to say this is just a moment in time. Let me just move forward, go to the side. Whatever happens, if this channel never picks up, no one likes it, my life goes on. I still, I will do what I do. I still have coffee to pick. There's bananas to cut down. There's a yard to clean up. I got a swimming pool to swim in. Dogs over here to feed. House to clean. I have a lot of things. I'm a very busy person. I have lots of things I could do. So if you're discouraged, Sandra, or you who's looking at this, when you get discouraged, it's just a moment in time. That discouragement is a springboard to help you think. And your brain will, once you go ahead and rest, catch your breath, pivot, it's an opportunity for your brain to kick in and come up with its own solutions. Don't try to get other people to save you, because you'll just drown them. Discouragement is our signal that something's not working. Pivot, rest, sleep, and then you know what? You will keep going. So I hope that's how I will approach things, is when I'm discouraged. So now this is my benchmark video. I thought I was going to put the little do it all cute. I know I'm not. So let's see. I hope one thing I'll do is I'll work more on editing. I'm not going to edit this. I'm going to just put it just this way. It is for an audience of one, me. And because I want to see where I am today, January 2026. And then I'll come back and take a look in comparison. I know this year is going to go really fast because every one of them goes super fast. But in February 2026, I hope I can say I've been able to make a difference in your life, and been able to make a difference in mine, been able to share something that maybe somebody just sends me a message and says, or taps me on the shoulder. They'll see me somewhere in Costa Rica in the airport, hopefully when I'm going somewhere on a nice trip, or maybe on a cruise when I get myself back together. Those things they're on the waiting list because I'm working on these other things right now, just as far as organizing my time. But, I hope somewhere along the line, a year from now, I'll have someone that say, thank you, that the things that you said made me stop and think and analyze my life as well. And these are questions that we all can use as we're starting our journey. Record it for yourself too. Put it on your YouTube channel. It's kind of nice because it holds me accountable to me. And rather than to a boss or to anybody else, it holds me accountable to me. So I know I'm moving forward. So I'm looking forward to that. All right, this is Sandra. This has been just a coffee pickin' minute. And I wish you well. I'm going to show you a little bit of coffee because this is coffee season. My yard's, let's see, there's a little bit of coffee.